I should freaking tweet about it. Alright. I believe we are live. Yes, we are. Excellent. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 44 of Zotian Epoch. We've been playing some, I don't even know what I was about to say. We've been playing some D&D. Let's play some D&D now, because we haven't been playing. Anyway. A little discombobulated. Yee. A little discombobulated today, but we're here, ready to rock. So, last session, our players traveled from, the town of Tarbent, the city. It's definitely a city. Where they had fended off a surprise attack from the cult. They were planning on invading the city with, perhaps at least a squad, but maybe even a small army of, spiders who have been allied with the cult for quite some time, and they just haven't really resurfaced in a while. But luckily, due to the familiar albatross's keen eye, they spotted some sort of odd behavior at the edge of town by a few cultists. Thanks to the veils that allow you to see invisible people, they were able to see this shindig going down, and so that all happened. After the defeat, and I believe the next day, the party gathered themselves, along with Crasted, I think. I can't remember if Crasted came or not, onto a ship known as the Enkidu. They hired some sailors that had about a week to be able to support the group and travel up the river to the point where ships can no longer travel. The party had a few points of interest that they wanted to go to. They ended up at a Valley of Tombs, or Tomb Valley as it's known, with the group, and discovered in a cave some cultists whispering to perhaps some ghostly entities or something like that. In this valley, it's a large pond to a small lake-sized body of water in a large meadow with a cliffside where the river ends with the water pouring into that lake. Surrounding the tree line are various stone structures that look like some sort of tomb, perhaps for more respected people of some sort. And Leo, when he was digging into the sand, found some bones that looked to be part of some sort of mass grave. Very crudely, bodies that were crudely placed into a pile and forming that the mass grave, forming the mass grave. Sorry, losing my mind here. Other than that, I believe Jaina had placed a glyph, some sort of explosive glyph, I think, at the edge of the cave. Thank you, Limos VT, for the follow. And I will hydrate. Thank you for redeeming your Finleys. With that said, the party members are there with a few members of the ship that they hired. You're sitting outside of the cave waiting for something to happen. Is there anything else that any of the players would like to remind or go over before we jump into the game?
The password for the thing is Camelback.
For the glyph?
Yeah, I think. Unless that's a different thing that Panda mentioned.
I think
Yes.
that was a different thing. I think that was arcane lock. I think the glyph, it's like when I set it so that like when a certain amount of people step on it, it'll explode.
Something like that. I don't remember quite, but yeah, I believe it was something like that. And was it in the cave mouth, or was it like outside of it, or what were you thinking?
Outside, like
Outside.
so that somebody could draw people out, and then once they group up out there, it would be under them and explode.
Okay.
Basically.
All right. Let me get you some allies real quick. So I take it that you all are sitting outside of this cave mouth. It's about mid-afternoon. The sun is over your head. It's a blue sky day. You can't really see many clouds out. The weather is pleasant. You can hear the sound of the waterfall next to you. You all seem to be focused in on that cave mouth. You can hear continued conversation from the cave, but it's difficult to make out, even for those of you with enhanced hearing. Though I believe all of you are half elves. No, two of you are half elves. One's a dragonborn. My bad. um, they don't seem to be moving towards you. You have a few sailors with you. What would you like to do?
Um, I believe we were going to keep the sailors outside to monitor the area. Leo was going to go in, instigate the guys inside, and draw them out,
Mhm.
while you
Okay.
Yeah.
all while you all stashed yourselves outside and hid.
Yeah, Samira was working with the group that we brought with us to set up an ambush around the
Hmm.
mouth of the cave.
This one will do.
It
Let's position you on the
shall
battle
be.
map then, if that's what you're wanting to do.
And the only thing Jaina can do is set up this glyph.
Okay.
Hey, setting up that glyph will be handy.
They're gonna explode.
Is this area the glyph? Is that what you casted last? I need to look at the chat.
No, that was me. Pass without a tracing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete that just for visual cleanliness.
Okay. Just remember, everybody has +10. That's all that matters.
For sure. Alright.
And I believe I made the glyph is the explosive runes one, and it's lightning.
Okay. Oh, what am I doing? I made you a map. Let's bring you to the map.
A map.
A map. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. Why do I have to make all this imaginary shit when I actually built it out? Um, hold up.
Good question.
Good questions indeed. Okay. I'm gonna activate the map. Please let me know if you need any assistance with anything. And do let me know when you're logged in, okay?
I am loaded in.
As am I. Is this the mouth of the cave here, or
So down here is
that-
between the rocks. This is the mouth of the cave. I should have, like, I don't know, put a pile of gravel there or something. But yeah, in between these rocks right here is the mouth of the cave. Let me draw something real quick.
I'm just gonna move.
Oops.
Not there, I guess.
There you go.
There.
Mouth of the cave.
Okay.
And just for your knowledge, this map is not to scale because building it to scale would be impossible for the program to run it. So this pond is like a small lake. It's much bigger than the size that you're seeing right now.
Oh, and you even got the bones
Yeah,
over there.
the bones that you like dug down into and shit. Yeah, exactly.
Neato. Oh, did we check these backpacks for anything? Like, was there anything inside them?
There were packs from the cultists that you didn't check, but they were laying out there.
Could we have checked them prior to this, real quick, before we forget about that and Leo goes all
Well-
hog on what he is about to do?
I don't think there's any need to retcon. We can just have you check them now before you go on your little escapade in there to aggro them, or whatever you'd like to
Sure.
do.
Aggro is the accurate term of what I'm going to do. I am going to aggressively piss these people off.
Right on. I wouldn't expect anything less.
But yes,
And-
Leo will inspect those backpacks.
Okay. So you make your way over to the backpacks. Just looks like some basic rucksacks, perhaps not something that they would travel with. And as you open them up, you find that there are excavation tools. In at least the first one that you check, you open it up and there is a pickaxe that is facing head down, weighing the bottom of the pack. There seems to be some sort of package of food in there and some various items like chisels and other tools that one might use to deal with stonework. Nothing particularly culty about it, but it does look like a useful satchel.
Neato.
The second satchel, I'm assuming you go through them all?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. The second satchel... What's up, Sapphic Sarah? Discombobulate indeed. You probably wrote that a while ago, and I just saw it now. My god. The second satchel, as you... Now it's a solid 8,000 KB instead of 1,000. You won't be able to listen to 1,000, so that's why I'm like, the stream has to stop. Otherwise, no one will be able to hear anything. I think we're good now. It's looking solid and no drop frames. Sapphic Sarah, please let us know if it seems better, but on my end it looks better. So hopefully that was it. Whatever it was. It's gonna be a pain to stitch together later, but whatever. It's fine.
It happens.
It does. Okay. It's been about a minute since I've gone live, and it seems stable. We haven't dropped a single frame, and we're back at our normal, healthy speeds. So, we were discussing what to do for the hour that Jaina needs to set up the glyph. Leo, you had handed over one of the bags over to one of the sailors. What else were you doing?
He is going to separate the bag with the bones and the crystals. He's going to put the bones into. Sorry, he's going to put the crystals into a different satchel.
Okay. One of your personal ones, I am assuming, after you've cleaned it from nastiness and perhaps the lake water? I don't know.
Yeah, he will literally just go over to the water and just wash off like all the nasty schmung and dead body that's on the crystals. And then he'll
Yeah.
walk over to Samira and just be like, "Would you mind holding on to these?" As he pulls out one, like the biggest crystal in the bunch.
Certainly.
Yeah, just hold on to these for now. I'm gonna hold on to this. Um, yeah, just for now. And then he puts the crystal back, that one crystal back into the bag with the dead body. It's only going to be there temporarily, maybe, possibly, or we might not get it back at all, and it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And
Crystal dealer.
the bag with the tools, are they easily identifiable tools, or are they just the ones that look like they were for carving stone and whatnot?
Yeah,
The
those.
ones, the stuff in the first bag.
The first one, yeah, those are familiar tools too. It looks like something you'd use to get through stonework or caves, or if you were a mason to
Diggy
chisel
diggy
something into
hole.
shape. Yeah. Looks like just general,
Diggy diggy
like,
hole tools.
diggy hole tools, or artsy tools, depending on how you want to use them.
Right, masonry. Got it.
Yeah.
Do we know anybody that would want mason tools at all?
And there's some small shovels and things.
Yeah, he'll just set that to the side for now. It's not like it's important.
Okay.
He'll set those kind of around or to the side of where Jaina is setting up the glyph, and he'll just like dump that out on my way in there. Or maybe I should do that on my way out. That'll be more fun. Maybe. I don't know. He kind of just like holds on to the two satchels for now. And he keeps like the satchel with the body and the crystal in it. Like he has like the crystal like at the top, kind of like tied to the top of the satchel. And he'll pass like around where Jaina is setting up the glyph, and he'll check the progress, I guess, before loosely sneaking his way inside.
Yeah, it's still going on. It'll take a while. You're probably about 20 minutes in at this point. She's just been setting things up. Um, do you take a look at any of the book that was in there with the odd tools?
He'll glance through it, see what's in there at the very least.
It seems to be unfamiliar diagrams and incantations. Since you're glancing through it, I'm not going to give you details.
Does it have a particular language leaning on it at all anywhere?
Common. It's easy to read.
No, it's okay. I guess since we have a little bit of time, he'll take a little bit of a deeper look into it.
Okay. As you do that, I want to talk to Samira since she is waiting around too. Is there anything you do during this hour that is going on while Jaina sets that up?
Um, Hmm.
You're free to
I
roam around as well. You don't have to stay here at the cave if that is like boring to you or whatever. Or you can stay at the ready just for protection. So just throwing
Yeah,
out
I think
the world presented in front of you.
I think that what Samir is focused on is coordinating with the, like I said, coordinating with the people we brought with us, making sure that we have a plan for an ambush and doing a lot of that, and then whatever extra time she has, she will probably spend checking over gear, making sure people's weapons are readied, and um, just sort of preparing.
Okay. Yeah, so the sailors that you're with, you chat with them for a while and you get a sense of like what your strengths are and what they're not, that sort of thing. They are skilled in both short sword and longbow. So they're not the worst at handling themselves. Though they're not the toughest of warriors out there, they're certainly a helping hand. Let's see. The hour passes, and Leo, as you've been looking through there, you've noticed a lot of odd descriptions. The book itself seems to be quite old, perhaps passed down through generations or discovered somewhere. Um, on some of the pages, it describes using some of the items within that backpack for maintaining what look like cabinets of some sort with items inside. It all seems rather technical to you. Looks like something a blacksmith probably wouldn't mess with on unless they were quite skilled, something like that. It's a little hard for you to make out. On one page, though, it looks like some sort of overall map to some multi-layered fortress of some sort, with pinpoints of item locations and service entrances, for instance.
Definitely not a book for Leo, but interesting nonetheless. You said smithing, right?
Your eyes, yeah, it looks like something that a blacksmith might understand more than you. Someone used to building things or dealing with mechanical things. Which isn't a very common practice in general.
So maybe more of a tinkerer's journal?
Perhaps, yeah.
Are there what diagrams of anything?
Yeah, there are diagrams of some of these cabinets, and the inside resembles kind of what Crasted is made up of. Stringy wires and componentry that things plug into and pull out of, and complicated devices that don't really explain what they do just by looking at them. There are diagrams of how to use some of the tools with some of them to remove certain items and to replace them. Perhaps it's a repair manual.
Is there a check I can make to get a deeper or attempt to get a deeper understanding? I don't know why I know why I have painter's supplies as my tools. Never mind.
Why do you?
Well, one,
I've never seen Leo paint anything. We've been playing this game for 2.5 years or some shit.
He draws in his journal.
Oh,
when he
okay.
feels like it.
Oh,
That's
that's
one
cute.
reason. The other reason is graffiti.
Okay.
Because criminal. I also have playing cards and thieves' tools, but thieves' tools is normal. Playing cards is a different thing.
Sounds like Bart Simpson's backpack.
Can I give him the help action by, like, while I'm doing the ritual, like, can't help but notice that he's doing something interesting?
And what were you gonna say about that?
Hmm?
Oh, just that you were noticing he's doing something interesting.
Yeah, and
Okay.
like I'm just like pointing out things that I notice.
Samira is taller than Leo by a good margin, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Leo's only 5'5". I don't know why my faith is Moonweaver here, but whatever. Oh, I know why. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know if I've written it down anywhere, but I think Samira is like 6 foot, 6'2", something like that. She's tall.
Okay.
So like Samira like leans over Leo like from behind Leo, and he's just like, as an invisible hand is holding this journal thing. He's like, you seeing this? Like this here? Like what? Yeah. Is there a check I can make for that?
Yes. It kind of depends on what you want to learn about it. You can just get a general investigation check to get a deeper run on things, but like if you want to know more about the arcana aspects, if there are any, that might be good. You could do a history check as well. That's about all I would say would work.
Because Leo is not sufficient at arcana or history, but he does have some investigation, so we'll try to get a general overview of things because that would be more Leo's style.
Okay. And none of it looks medical in any nature. Okay, 13. Middling.
Ugh. 13.
Low
Ugh.
middling.
At least it's not the one.
Yeah. Being that you aren't an expert in these strange things that you're looking at, you do find a page that details the opening of a door, and a diagram showing someone stepping out into nothingness with an arrow rotating around their feet. And as an intrepid traveler and explorer such as yourself, this looks to be something more up your alley in the sense of what you could understand. On the next page, right after it, it describes, it shows the previous scene that individual was walking in, being upside down and underneath them.
Man, this makes me miss Sebastian. As he kind of just thinks back to himself as he's just like mumbles that with Samira standing right next to him looking at the same stuff. He would probably be able to figure this out a bit better than I would.
It's very much a Sebastian type of situation, I think.
This is definitely over my head. You're not getting much else from this either, are you, Samira?
No, don't think so.
He'll put it back in the satchel that the guy has with all the tools in it, the weird wanky tools.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should show Jaina later when she's not busy.
That is the plan. I'd rather give this stuff to the smart person that I know. And currently Jaina is the only smart person that I know here. As he kind of glances at the other sailors.
Some of them are digging in the sand with their arrows.
Can we move one or two of these guys over here
Certainly.
and hide them behind the rocks? And Leo has a plan before, he goes back in there anyway, so he's got an idea for, helping everybody hide at least a little better. Because by
Okay.
the time Jaina's done, Pass Without Trace will wear off, and I'll either have to recast it or do I have any other second level spells? I don't think I have. I know I have some, but nothing. Oh, I have Lesser Restoration. I have Silence. Oh, man. And
But
Spike Growth, but Spike Growth wouldn't be handy here right now, specifically.
by the way, you do have at least like 10 sailors to work with. I just threw 4 down for simplicity. I can populate them if you'd like. It's up to you.
I will not deny you the population because they will probably have to be populated at some point, but I don't think that's necessary specifically. I mean, if you want, you can just say that one of these guys is 2 and just add 1, and then it'll just be 2 guys here, 2 guys here, 2 guys here, and 6 to 10 can be wherever they want to be. Yeah, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 can be, hiding back in the grass.
Yeah, we have 10. There's 5 here, so.
Yeah, it'll just be one guy will have 2 turns, quote unquote.
Yep. I just didn't want to like confuse y'all with that, so I was like, I'll put a few down and then I'll mention it later, and or not confuse, but like clutter up the screen with a bunch of bullshit. So, plus turn order and stuff makes it simpler, and the more we get into this kind of gameplay, we're gonna have to come up with ways to deal with larger crowds, due to the direction that this campaign is going in. So, an hour has passed. Jaina, you've set up your glyph. You all are free to do whatever you'd like to do. And Jaina, if you'd like to describe the placement of your glyph at the finale of it, you may.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So I think like right here about in the sort of like area between the mouth of the cave and the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of like draw some like intricate things in the sand, and then it sort of dissipates.
Okay.
When 3 creatures stand on it. It's about 10 feet wide. If 3 creatures stand on it, then it explodes. They have to make dex saves, and they take lightning damage.
Okay.
That's about it.
Nick, we love some lightning damage. And this box will just represent the space that it's in. And I wrote 3 creature because simplicity. Alright.
3 creature. Indeed.
How visible is it? Like, is it like completely not visible to the naked eye, or is it?
Let me look at the
there?
spell because it definitely says something. The glyph is nearly invisible and requires a successful investigation check against my spell DC to be found.
Oh, handy.
Yeah, my spell save DC is 16, so not impossible, but they're probably not gonna notice.
Uh, as Jaina has finished the glyphing, Leo will point to the guy that has the bag. He has a bag full of a book that I can't properly process. Like, I kind of get some of the stuff in it, but I don't, you know? Think you might be better suited for, actively reading it.
Okay, I'll take a look.
You don't have to do it now. It's kind of,
I mean,
you could do it now or you could do it later. I mean, I'm about to
I'll
go
grab
in
it
there.
and I'll work on it until I need to do something. How about that?
All right. Leo will kind of like quickly gather everybody together real quick because might as well do what he was planning real quick. As he gathers everybody together, he will recast with the other second level spell slot that he has. He will recast Pass Without Trace on everybody,
Okay.
and it'll only be after he calls everybody over. So it'll be everybody, including this guy over here, or these
Yeah.
guys in the back. Like, he'll bring them over and then just like scatter as everybody goes off and stealth checks.
Suddenly, everyone's feet are way more quiet as they move through the sand.
And Leo will spin his ring and go invisible, and as soon as everybody is taken their positions and has, stealthed, he will begin to silently make his way inside of the cave.
Okay. Jaina, did you go prop yourself up at a tree to read?
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll keep an eye out. If she hears thunder, she'll know to start moving, you know?
Yeah, I just wanted to check, see if that's what I saw.
Yeah,
Okay,
that is what you saw, yes.
right on. Before we go into action then, well actually, I'll come back to you, Jaina. I don't want to disrupt the momentum that Leo has set up. Leo, as you're stepping into the mouth of the cave, you make it past the glyph and you enter in this relatively small room of the mouth of the cave. It's like almost like a little landing area. And then to your left side, yes, please, thank you. And let's add 10 to that so you're at a 23.
Wow.
That's really bad, by the way. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's super bad. I am so glad I have expertise in stealth because of ranger nonsense. Like, that is...
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's bad. That was a bad roll. 23, though. Like, that's good, but that's bad.
Yeah, 23 out of killing a whole spell slot. Like,
Yeah.
alright.
That does not make me feel great.
No. But you manage. So with magical help, you make your way into the tunnel unnoticed. To your left is a winding pathway that opens up into a larger cave area with stalactites and stalagmites on either side. It seems to go off into the distance in some scraggy way that would be difficult for any sort of person to climb. You could still hear the conversations of the cultists. They've moved on to some other subject and are perhaps deeper into the tunnel at this point. But prior to when you were in there before and you first saw that there were cultists in here, they did seem to be conversing with some sort of spirit or ghost of some sort. You don't see that happening right now, as they have moved on further down into the cave.
Leo also brought with him, but he will leave it. No, he'll bring it with him. He'll have the sack with the crystal in it, and the bag with bones.
Okay. I'm gonna... Oops. Did not mean to draw that. I'm gonna move you this way just to have it better visually represented that you're, like, in the cave.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Do you
can't move Leo there.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing it. Do you bring anyone with you?
No.
But your mic cut out. Do you mind repeating?
No.
Okay.
No, he is significantly more confident in doing this part solo.
Okay. As you invisibly move through the cave, you manage to make your way into the next chamber. It looks like there's some sort of haphazardly placed, relatively flat and long stone that seems to have been recently brought down in there. It looks about the size of a corpse. Like you could lay down there and sleep on it, or go through some sort of torture, or have a surgery, or some sort of ritual done to you in that room. There are various sconces plugged into dug into the side of the cave wall around you. It's all natural at this point, but someone has been recently in here with some torches.
And all of the people that he saw inside have moved deeper in.
Yeah. From your glance, this is the room that you saw them in there, and what seemed to be that sort of non-corporeal being that they were talking to. They were previously in here, but in the hour that has passed, they have moved on into the cave further. May I ask, what is your intention in general regarding them? Do you want to antagonize them, spy on them, goad them outwards? What are your thoughts?
His intent currently is find them and spy on them if possible. He doesn't want to get too close yet, because his ultimate goal is to antagonize them.
Okay.
And antagonize and goad them out. So it's a what's the range on a dagger again?
Like you're trying to stop whatever is going on, or just like get a few of them out there riled up?
Fudge. Ignore that, please. Oh, it's 20 to 60. Okay, never mind. Ignore the dagger there.
No, you're good.
What was the question again? Sorry.
Basically trying to figure out if you're trying to get all of them out or just grab a few. Are you trying to thin them out or to take them on all by yourself?
Definitely not the last one. He is going to bring them all outside. Also, would you mind putting Basker on the map for later?
Yeah.
He's not bringing him in, but he's there. He's probably sitting next to Jaina.
Okay. There he is.
There we go. Cool. Yeah, I still have control.
The question was...
Basker.
Cool. Jaina, I'm gonna go back to you. You're sitting there, and suddenly Basker appears next to you and just wags his tail and sits down next to you as you're reading the book. It seems that Leo has spawned him in.
Hi, Basker. Has it been established that Basker is safe to pet?
Yes, he is 100% safe to pet. He just looks super scary.
Then Jaina will
he
sort of give him a little scratch and go back to her work.
Well, the image is as best as I could get it. He is a. You've heard of the Hound of Baskerville, right? He is a big, massive black hound, just big, and he looks like a mastiff. So he is. He looks like a bear almost, but he is not a bear because he's a dog. But if somebody doesn't know what they're looking at, they would assume he's a bear because he's big, he's fluffy, and he's just this massive mastiff.
A big fluffy
I think
dog.
Alaskan Malamute might be the most accurate term for him, or like size category wise for like that one big dog that's like, holy crap, why is this thing sitting on my lap type of dog. And his head is probably like the size, like it just big head. He kind of just sits down and stares towards the cave, kind of. And he'll occasionally look over at you, look back towards the cave as he's kind of just waiting.
As Basker dutifully waits, Jaina, you've been reading through this book. You discovered all the things that I described before. Is there any further investigation you'd like to do about this book, or what you might be inferencing from it? Now, your knowledge is more magical than technical, but
Yeah.
since you're more bookish, it might
yeah.
be of interest to your character.
I guess if I can just find like keywords that are being repeated a lot.
Okay.
Because if I can't understand the technology, then if I kind of see what the words that are being repeated are, I could maybe like get a sense for some of like what this is supposed to be functional for.
How about you give me a check for something that you are good at, something that you are learned in, so that you can have a frame of reference towards your knowledge. So that would be either an Arcana or a History check.
I think we'll do an Arcana check.
Okay. Pretty decent. 17. Upper middling. Almost perfect. Although that 17 is quite a distance to 20 in my brain. But anyway. Okay. So as you're looking through this book, you're realizing that because you might not understand the diagrams that you're looking at, or the tools being used, or whatever's being described, you start zoning in on anything that brings up knowledge of magic, or any sort of historical text you've read, or technique you've learned in your time in the city of Talorn. And you begin to see various things that begin describing the trend, what's the word? Not transmutation, not transition, but the transient nature of things. And that certain things, as you're looking through there is continual references of the function of the transit system.
Okay, so
Regarding magic, though, you're starting to think that it may have to do with portal technology or something along those lines. Portal magic, I should say, not technology. Sorry. This isn't that Valve game.
So it kind of seems like it's like a tool to help people maintain like a system of a transit system is what I'm getting.
Something like that. As you dig further in there, you do find relations to spirits and energy and the guidance through the unknown. Things that may help you move through locations. It might be something to do with navigation.
Okay.
One thing missing, though, as you're looking through there, is no reference of any particular school of magic. It almost seems agnostic in its approach. It mentions magical terms and names, but nothing describing the various forms of thought in magical study that you're aware of.
Okay. So it is purely technological.
Seems to behave
no
like magic.
to
but is
any of the terms that I would know as magic. But it's written in a language that, like, I would expect most people to understand, like common.
It's in common, but as you're reading it, you're looking at things that you would regularly attribute to magic. But it doesn't describe magic in the same way that you do. It's using terms that are unfamiliar to you, words that you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating. And I need to take down a lot of notes.
All right.
Form of guide to. Does it have like a clear title at the beginning, or like on the cover, or is it just a blank, or worn down, I should say?
It is too worn down to read the cover.
Okay. And whoever made this thing didn't put the name on the first sheet of paper as well?
On the first sheet of paper, it does read Operation Instructions.
Okay, gotcha.
Doesn't say anything about a author or anything like that. Is there any other questions you have about this tome?
Are there any like names in it, like written by a certain person, or
There's no such thing. As you're looking back and forth towards the back and front, it's not attributed to anyone. It seems to be sort of no nonsense as you're looking at it. Nobody was trying to actually get any sort of notoriety to things. It has a utilitarian aspect to it. If you flip back to the page where Leo was having trouble understanding the footsteps and the arrow and the upside down previous scene, you'll notice the few pages after it have been torn out of the book.
So it seems like some way to like flip between locations, like the method was torn out.
Whatever,
I mean, it's just
whatever,
like the next few pages.
whatever the result of going through that process is described in the book has been torn out. Whatever the next steps are.
Okay, so we only have the first steps of what to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Samira, anything you'd like to do in this moment? Before I switch to Leo?
Nope. I think Tamira's just waiting to see what happens. Waiting to see if Leo can draw some people out of the cave.
Cool. All right, Leo. It's up to you. You are in that second chamber, and you can hear noises beyond in the depths of the cave. Do you explore this room at all, or do you just keep heading down?
The drive of the criminal it has Leo wanting to explore this, but he knows he has a job to do.
Understandable. I feel that.
He's like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not like he sees all the interesting stuff and is like, no, moving forward.
All right. As you make your way further into the cave and you enter the next chamber, it opens up into a medium-sized hallway, and you can see the light bouncing back, reflecting into the cave where you are. Your dark vision is allowing you to see just fine, so you don't necessarily need a torch, but clearly the people ahead of you do need torches. They're cultists, they're probably human, silly people. As you're, not to hate on humans in general, but as you're making your, I mean, you can hate on these humans, like, that's no problem, like.
Oh, yeah, no, Leo definitely hates on these humans.
Yeah. And as you make your way into the cave, further down, it opens up into this vast expanse. Around you is probably to your left and your right, a good 50 meters on either side, and below you is an abyss that you struggle to see the bottom of. There is a stone walkway that looks finely crafted, though worn with the ages, pointing out of the cave's hallway and into this cavern. You can hear the voices of the cultists ahead of you, but you don't see them.
Even with the veil?
Even with the veil. There seems to be light emanating out from below you down into the cavern, but it seems to be below you and behind you, somehow. Perhaps they climbed down a ladder, or something like that.
Is there anything of that nature around?
Looks like the walkway that you're on just ends, facing the abyss. On the other side is a cave wall. It would be a good 30-foot jump if you wanted to try and reach that cave wall on the other side of this open walkway. Do you walk up to the edge?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you do so, it sounds like the cultists are chatting behind you now. And as you step
up,
looking up, all you see is the ceiling of the cave, Not terribly high up, but there are stalactites hanging down, dripping water. It's maybe
Okay.
at 10 feet above you, something like that. The main expanse is to your sides and down.
Okay. And Leo sees light down below?
Yes, you can see that there's light emanating below you. It looks like it's traveling back behind you, sort of. Back towards where you came, but deep down into the abyss in front of you.
Are there, like, rocks and dust around anywhere?
Yeah, if you go back towards the mouth of the cave where it goes back to natural, you can find some rocks that fit nicely in your palm.
And any, like, dirt or sand or equivalent?
Sure,
That
you grab a
nature
scoop
around?
off of the cave floor. It's kind of powdery,
Okay,
a little damp.
cool. What Leo does first is, he'll toss, like, the powder and dust all over the area, just, like, in front of, like, where the, where everything seems to just kind of end. He's just kind of tossing, the dirt and dust around.
Okay.
You ever seen Indiana Jones?
I have, yeah. Lots of times.
When Indy's like he turns back and he throws the sand over the bridge that's like semi-invisible
Yeah.
because of a weird optical illusion nonsense.
Great moment. Amazing moment.
Oh, yeah, great, absolutely awesome. It's like that.
Huh?
He's kind of throwing the sand and dust around to see like where like if it hits anything, if it lands on whatever, you know.
Okay. You walk up to the edge of this seemingly bridge that ends here. As you throw the dust out in front of you, it starts to fall down, as you would expect, into the abyss. But as it reaches about a foot past your feet, like dropping below you, it begins to slow down and kind of come back towards you, but go under your feet on the other side of the walkway that you're on.
Wait, explain it again.
So imagine you're standing on a bridge.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine yourself like, I don't know, on the plank of a pirate ship. You're about to walk the plank. You throw dust out in front of you. It falls down, but then it goes under the plank and attaches to the side where your feet were, but on the opposite side. So now where you're standing is board, and then below that is the sand attached to the underside of the board that you're standing on top of.
Is there anywhere to attach a rope to nearby?
Other than the cave wall and the stonework that you're standing on, not much else. There's no sconces or raised parts of this stone bridge. It's just flat and juts out of the cave mouth.
How wide is this platform thing? The plank, if you will.
10 feet.
Okay. Just for the sake of being that person, Leo's going to he has an idea and he wants to try it, but he is not willing to 100% throw his life away at the moment.
Okay.
He doesn't know what's going to happen, but he is going to take the rope and tie it around this stone plank thing.
Oh, like toss it under and then... Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I
toss
hear
it
you.
under, tie it off, tie it around like his arm, and then
Mm-hmm.
he'll like walk to the edge, and he'll like close his eye for a second, and he'll open it again as he takes one step forward.
Into the abyss.
Calmly, yeah, calmly, like he just kind of steps forward.
Okay. As you begin walking off the edge of the... Nobody knows he's about to commit suicide.
He's
He's roped
fine.
up. He's good. He's good. You're right. Um, just maybe a little risky. You might pop your shoulder out of its socket. Whatever. But as you begin stepping off into the abyss, you begin falling down as you would expect. But as you can feel the rush of the void in front of your face, you feel yourself swinging around as gravity seems to pull you back to the underside of the walkway that you were just on. You are now standing upside down with your head facing upwards into the abyss, and the ceiling of the cave is about 10 feet below your feet.
Huh. Leo just like takes a deep breath in and just goes, "Oh." And the position of the voices, has that changed at all?
It's now in front of you. It sounds like it might be even slightly above you, and we'll just go from your perspective at this point. Everybody else that's listening, Leo's currently upside down from where you are.
As he is upside down in this odd state of, as he is just calmly, quietly settling his absolutely racing heart, he takes the few rocks that he has on him and he kind of tosses them to the side, he tosses one to the left and one to the right, and sees like where they go.
They seem to fly
And,
normal,
a
but as...
distant-
Go ahead.
like he throws them at a distance from this path.
Okay, a good healthy check. Yeah, it seems that not long after it passes the edge of the walkway that you're on, normal gravity takes over and they fall deep into the abyss. But at first they were flying technically upwards, following a normal trajectory. But once they passed that threshold, they plummeted upwards from your perspective.
So they went quote unquote up for a second before immediately falling down, quote unquote.
Yeah, if you were standing like a normal person on the other side of it, yeah.
Okay.
To you, it remained within your local gravity until it fell back into normal gravity because you threw it out far enough.
Gotcha. Interesting.
There is a faint light ahead of you, and the voices of the cultists. They seem to be proceeding further along the route that you're in. Would you like to proceed further to view them and goad them along, or would you like to report this back to your crew?
He'll go forward first.
Okay. As you begin walking forward, do you have a torch? Oh yeah, you have dark vision, so you don't need anything. But if you do want to light a torch or anything, do let me know. I assume not, because you're trying
Maybe
to stealth.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Just remember,
later.
you're trying to be quiet and stealthy.
Uh-huh.
As you're doing that, you walk along this walkway back towards what seems to be it goes further back into the cave, but as your eyes adjust to where you are and you're starting to get used to the new gravity that you are experiencing, ahead of you looks to be some sort of monolithic structure. Or not monolithic, but stonework structure that looks to be carved into the ground itself. From where you're looking, it looks like perhaps a temple that goes up into the sky, though from someone on the above, it would be heading deep down into the earth. You can see lights flickering between stone pillars and arrow slits and other rather intricate designs of a building. To you, this is the biggest building you've ever seen as you're walking up to the basis of it, except for maybe that tower that you discovered in that abandoned city. The bone tower.
Does he see any of the culty guys?
Yeah, so as you're entering into the main foyer of this building, I assume you go into the front door. It's just open. There's just an archway. There's no doors or anything like that. But you can see their lanterns and their lights that are it's like flickering, and weird shapes and shadows are bouncing off the walls as they walk in there. But yes, you do see them walking in. It looks like a procession of robed ones and other cult members. They seem to have a few things with them. It's hard to make out right away.
Leo's gonna do something funny, or at least he thinks it's funny. He is going to take a deep, deep breath inwards. And then he's going to let out what is equivalent to the sound of an Aztec death whistle.
Okay.
And just for the sake of it, can I roll an intimidation check just for
Please
shits
do.
and giggles?
Now that I know your intention, yes, please do.
Natural 1.
Oh God.
Crap. Damn it.
Well, so you take this deep breath, and as you begin to scream and with the intention of being terrifying and scary, you start your voice cracks the moment you start shrieking, and you start coughing on your own spit, and all you end up doing is end up hacking and coughing and struggling to breathe for a moment. You've alerted the cultists, but they start talking to themselves and wondering if one of them was doing that or got sick.
About how far away are they from me?
Probably 100 feet away from you. It's a pretty big building. They're pretty far back into it.
Cool. He catches his breath, and he just yells out "fuck."
As you do that,
turns off invisibility and just yells "fuck" towards them. I don't know how this place echoes at all. Or
it echoes.
I assume it does.
It's very unfurnished. It's very stonework. It's very flat. There's lots of echoing going on. As you begin coughing and yelling out "fuck," and you like tear off your ring and stuff, your invisibility drops, and you can hear. You can't see them exactly because they're obstructed by climbing up some sort of stairs or something like that. But you can hear the cultists say, "What was that? I think someone's here. Was it you? I need to go check that out." Shh. There's no way someone followed us here. I have to look anyway. And you start to hear a few of them split off and begin walking towards you. Their footsteps are approaching closer.
He sees them starting to split, and he goes, as he pulls out the crystal and is just tossing it up with an invisible hand, tossing it up and catching it. He's just whistling towards their general direction, trying to get all of their attention.
Okay.
Who is that? Is someone whistling a tune? There's no way someone followed us down here. We just opened this up.
You guys are really stupid. Bid, 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 bid.
There's no way that's any of us.
Blind people leading the blind. Morons that serve nothingness.
Hey, you two. Are you handling this or not? I'm sorry, sir. We heard something, but
Leo will light a torch at this point and just lights a torch like, fine, fuck this, lights torch.
From their perspective, there are a couple robed ones that have split off and began walking towards you. Another one was standing on the stairs and like almost up to the second level and sees this torch open up, and there's this lone half elf just standing there in the shadows with his shadow like beaming out across towards them in the eerie light of this tomb. You now have 3 cultists that are completely puzzled by your presence and aren't too happy that you're there, and they begin making their way towards you.
How far away are they from me currently at this moment?
About 80 feet.
Okay. Leo will start making his way back.
Towards the walkway?
Yeah, towards the walkway.
Okay, I'd like you to make a persuasion check.
Oh, damn it. That's not gonna go well. Catch me if you can. 3. I am not rolling
No
good
way.
tonight.
No way.
Yeah, 3.
God damn.
I am rolling dog shit tonight.
As this is going on, fortunately, you're in a situation where these cultists aren't interested in being followed or anybody to know what they're up to. And so, while they aren't too serious about pursuing you, they're going to start walking towards you. They're not in a hurry, they're not in a rush, they're not aggravated in any way. They're just kind of like, what the hell is going on? 3 cultists in their typical red robes begin walking their way towards you. Others are continuing up the stairs, doing whatever they're doing. You don't have an accurate head count. You know that they're carrying something big and heavy. It looked like it might be some sort of chest, but you now have a few that are just kind of meandering towards you.
Okay, cool. That works, I guess. Leo is
You got a
going
few.
to, yeah, he got a few. He's going to make his way, back out and up and onto, like, the main area.
Once again, you step out on the walkway into the abyss, facing towards the ceiling that's below you. And as you step outwards, you flip back up around, and you are once again on normal gravity, facing that mouth of the cave that you came from.
Cool. He's gonna make his way back towards that direction as he kind of cuts open the bottom of the satchel with the bones and the crystal in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll, like, kind of toss, like, the crystal as he is, like, making his, like, way towards the entrance of the cave, and he makes a trail with the bones and the crystal. And then he'll immediately use the ring of invisibility on himself again and kind of pronk his way to the side of the wall and see, like, and he'll, like, hide as, like, they're supposed to be moving past him. You know, like, if they're entering the room, he is, leading the path outwards.
Okay. So you've made your
And
way up into that chamber, and you've spread the bones into that second chamber where that table is that looked like some sort of sacrificial thing. And you've spread out
that's where it kind of starts, and like it leads out towards the exit.
Okay. So you've made this little trail. So I'm guessing you're sitting in that little room at the mouth of the cave then, at the very end of it. Like you can see outside.
He'll make the path that leads outwards, and then he'll like double back and jump behind the platform table thing.
Okay.
And then he'll hide. 24.
I was about to ask for that, so thank you. So you lay out these little trinkets and obviously stuff that they were working on, and you've desecrated their satchel as well. These three cultists pop up and around the weird walkway, begin making their way up. They're just kind of slowly creeping around and like looking side to side, and they don't see you in any way or fashion. And they walk past you when you're in that little sacrificial room, and they start walking up towards the entrance of the cave. They're starting to seem a little paranoid right now. They're whispering to themselves, "I swear I heard something. There was a guy there. Could we have upset a spirit? No. We know ghosts. These aren't ghosts. That was a dude." They've made their way past you, and they're now sitting. They're now standing in the that final chamber of the cave. They're looking out into the outside. The rest of the party, they're all hiding behind rocks. Jaina, I assume you've moved and you're not in vision of the entrance of the cave, or what's your thinking there?
Well, I was up in a tree.
Oh, up in it. Okay, for sure.
Leaves, right? Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were like, what's his name? Isaac Newton, just like chilling with your back against it.
No, I was trying to get out of sight.
Okay. Newtoning it up. As the cultists begin rubbing their eyes as they adjust to the outside, I'll move them.
Thank you.
They step out into your glyph, and all three of them are lightning emanates up from the ground and envelops them, and they are singed and crackled, and you can smell burning flesh as their bodies become consumed by electrical energy, and they fucking die. They fizzle out into a burned, crispy, culty corpse.
Oh boy. Jaina kind of looks at the cave entrance, hearing the thunder, and is like, "Oh shit, that's strong."
I don't think it's strong. They're just stupid weak.
You can smell the ozone in the air around it, and it almost seems like the weather is a little bit weirder at this point, in this local area anyway. There's a lot of energy that just happened at that moment.
Leo begins making his way out and just sees this. And he takes off the ring as he kind of walks. Like, he turns off the ring as he kind of walks towards these now dead bodies. Well, that kind of worked.
What do you mean, kinda? They're dead, right?
Yeah, but this certainly isn't all of them. About how many did Leo kind of see from what he could tell?
It might be 6, it might be 12. It's kind of hard to tell. You've killed at least 3.
There are probably a lot more inside. This didn't go as planned. They're not by any means smarter in this scenario, but they definitely gypped us. Damn it. As he literally just walks up to one of the corpses and just kicks it. And then begins searching through their bodies. He goes, might as well.
You don't find a whole lot other than the usual basic weaponry. They're pretty singed up, so anything that would be, I don't know, good as far as potions or rations or anything like that is gone. You do find a few gold pieces, but nothing of note. These seem to be trainees at best.
He'll, like, gather all the coins into a pouch and just toss it to one of the sailors. Split that for later.
Ah, much obliged.
Yeah.
Enough for a
Seems
pint or three?
kinda- He just growls and just kicks the cultist again. Just
Mm.
damn. All right. Well,
Leo,
I
do
want
you,
to take them in.
do you share anything about your experience with the party members?
Oh yeah, he definitely does. Like he explains like what he countered immediately after going in, and he explains like the table and whatnot, and then he explains the weird falling upwards into the abyss. And then he says like, I tried to do this, it failed, I yelled fuck and insulted them, and I only got 3 of these chuckleheads out here.
Uh-huh. That's 3 less inside, I suppose.
Yeah, there's
You-
something weird.
Leo, you you went on this machine?
I wouldn't call it a machine. I literally just walked to the end of a platform, tied a rope, and was like, "Okay, let's hope I don't fall into the abyss and die." And then I took a step forward and then found myself upside down, quote unquote.
Exactly. And she'll like flip to the page with the thing. Like with the thing that like flipped people or whatever.
Uh, that's what that was. That made
We
no
actually have
sense to
some
me.
tools for that. We could maybe trick them into running over it.
Well, I mean, hmm.
I mean, if I had the actual thing, I might be able to do something. I mean, like the backpack that the books were in were like full of, or the backpack that the books were in was in what? The backpack that the book was in
Yeah.
had a bunch of tools
You're good.
that seemed to go with the 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 book, right? So, there's a book here. I'm sure I could figure something out. Although we are missing some pages.
That's probably what they had experimented with and discovered later as they traversed deeper in. Basically, we know the solution to the first puzzle, as I understand it. Damn it, I should have followed them further. No, it was better to bring these 3 out. That at least got them, damn it. Oh well. It almost feels like a waste, but it wasn't entirely. I don't think I want to bring these guys past the past the upside down. We can bring them in to the inside of the cave. That should be fine. They were talking to like some weird spirit thing in there, but that's not what was going on. There was some sort of mediumship ritual nonsense that was going on in there.
I'd like you to roll insight, Leo.
Okay.
Dang, you ain't rolling well today. Shit.
12.
Like, it's not the worst, but dang, nothing hot.
Yeah. That's
So-
the show.
For sure. What you were able to glean is that the cultists ahead of these underlings were carrying some sort of chest. It looks like it was pretty heavy. It may have contained if you have just thinking about your past with these cultists and the things that you have seen, there seems, if you remember that one bandit that you encountered, that assassin that you encountered all the way back in that desert when you were making your way out to the ocean for that first time. You had the two dogs, the blink dogs. Do you remember that?
Kinda?
Yeah, it was ages ago. So it was when the party was
Oh,
first making their way
yeah.
from Baklamel out to Aronia, and they encountered this man on the road. When that encounter happened, you know that the spirits of those dogs was stored in a key into one of those crystals that you've seen. You kind of gather that spirits and these crystals have some sort of interaction. And if the cultists are casually conversing with one, maybe it has something to do with that chest they were holding. And they're down there to do something together with the spirit itself.
It's certainly weird. Hmm. He's scratching his head, trying to put two and two together and making six for some fucking reason.
Sure. As you all are deliberating and talking, and you're discussing what to do next, you can feel the wait, hold up. I need to do something. This one? Nope. Okay. Sorry, getting music, doing music things. As you all are sitting there talking about what to do next, the ground around you begins to shake and rumble. It feels like an earthquake. The water next to you begins rippling. The waterfall, as it's falling down into the lake, begins to be disrupted by the falling of the rock around it, as the cliff sort of, anything that's loose on it sort of avalanches down and starts creating flotsam. Anyone who's standing near the entrance of the cave might get pelted with various rocks. You have sand and things spilling down on you. And as this happens, the edge of the lake. Let me draw something for y'all. The edge of the lake begins to start sinking down into the ground. Let me get you. You want to head this way with your... Oops. Head this way with your vision. The edge of the lake begins sinking down into the ground as the sand gives way and the water begins seemingly draining from the lake itself. A hole begins forming in the center of this region at the edge of the lake where the meadow begins and it ends. The sand begins pouring into it, revealing all of the mass graves of layers upon layers of disorganized and disrespected bones of seemingly conquered people in some sort of past battle, as they begin falling down into perhaps that same abyss that Leo was just looking at. Or into the basis of the building, it's hard to tell from this perspective. As this sinkhole begins forming, the water rushes out of the lake. It's just pouring down and down in some sort of swirling motion as it's capturing all of the dirt, sand, and sediment and bones around it. Once enough clears out from under it, this necrotic energy, seemingly visible and in this sickly green hue, begins pouring out from that hole below, and begins heading towards each of the tombs that line this valley. These upright stonework tombs that sit around the edge. And they begin pouring into the windows. They're like arrow slits on either side and into those buildings. I'll stop yapping for a moment. Would any of you like to react or do something about this situation that's becoming in front of you?
Leo is face palming. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
When
Dana's like scrambling away from it, like getting down the tree and stuff, and getting away from the lake, into like probably like even away from the building because of the energy that's pouring into there.
Okay. You all are pretty far from those buildings. Again, this map isn't to scale. Imagine it several square acres, whatever you want, bigger. This is just sort of a rough representation of where you're at. Jaina, you're the closest one to one of those buildings. It's probably a good 300 feet away from you at the closest.
Okay, gotcha.
But you are witnessing all of this green energy pouring out of this sinkhole and heading to each of those buildings, seemingly feeding something of some sort.
How close are we actually to the edge of the lake?
About 30 feet.
Okay. I think when stuff starts happening at the edge of the lake, Samira will kind of come forward and just like bodily pull these two guys we have back away from the edge.
Okay. Yeah, you manage to grab them as things begin sinking down into the sinkhole. It seems to be centralized at that edge of the lake, but things are definitely draining towards it, and the loose sand and bones that are around it are being pulled towards it, and any of the sediment is getting churned up, and the lake turns from a normal, like, typical greenish color that a small lake or a pond would be, and is just becoming brown and murky with all of the torrential changes that are happening. As this necrotic energy begins feeding into each of the tombs around the valley, you can get a sense... Actually, I want perception checks from all of you before I say anything more.
can I order Oberon to fly up and try and get a lay of things as well?
Yeah, feel free. We're not in any particular turn order.
Cabin on the perception check for me. I think Samira is probably mostly what she's doing is trying to round up the sailors that we have with us and reform them
Mm-hmm.
to face whatever she expects is probably coming out of this mess.
Yeah. You're focused on making sure everyone is safe, so what I'm going to say is, Samir, you end up making sure everyone is safely out of the way, away from both the cave entrance and for any falling cliffs. And the little squad, if you will, is safely at a distance from the lake and anything falling down.
That's good.
For everyone else, though, let's see, Oberon,
I need to
not even
I
that
need to
great.
roll another d20 because it's keen sight.
Okay.
I forgot to set it to advantage. Sorry.
Leo, I'm gonna need perception from you.
Okay. Something I'm fairly decent at.
Also, good job,
If
Oberon.
nothing else.
Good job,
Yeah.
Oberon.
Oh, even better than Oberon, dang. So,
I rolled something higher than a 5.
I know, right? This is the first, like, awesome score that you've had all day. Although I guess the stealth ones were good too, but that's just kind of a gimme with you. What was I saying? Oh, so as this energy is pouring out and into the tombs, Oberon and Leo, you manage to recognize that the weather around you is rapidly changing. You can see clouds rolling in. Suddenly, the sky around you begins darkening as the clouds seemingly appear within moments. As the energy pours into these tombs, it begins to shoot upward into the sky from the center of the tombs each, seemingly much more concentrated and not as loose as it was pouring out of the sinkhole at the edge of the lake. You can see some sort of odd ghosting around you, and as it phases down piece by piece from the sky, it seems like brick by brick, a structure begins flying down from the sky and landing on top of each of these tombs and building up what seemed to be some sort of staircase or entranceway. They look like the arched entrances to like some sort of grand building. As the legs begin compiling and coming down brick by brick and holding themselves together, and you can see strips of metal flying down and wrapping around it and holding itself together, ready for the next brick, and it keeps coming down and slamming. You all are, Leo and Oberon are the first to notice that up deep into the sky, a mountain of building materials are falling from the sky, seemingly out of nowhere. You all might want to run in case any of it falls down on top of you, though it seems to be falling down in a relatively organized way. What would you like to do?
We should go that
Going to
direct.
run.
Which I don't know which way we should go.
Shayna's going to run in a direction that immediately results in her getting away from it.
Okay. I imagine everyone kind of heads off to the left side of the map, beyond it. It's just continued forest in that direction, so you're totally free to run that in that direction.
Yeah. I think rather than risk like losing track of anyone, Samira will sort of try to order the group with us to make. She'll be barking orders to make it as orderly a retreat as we can.
Okay. They are trained and ready to go, and they're happy to listen to whatever you have to say. And also, they definitely don't want to be around for this either. So everybody flees off to the side, and you clear, I don't know, how far do you want to go? A few hundred feet, something like that? Or more?
Just however far it takes to feel confident that there's not going to be anything falling on us, I guess.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, you get out of seemingly harm's way as this rainfall of stonework begins falling from the sky. Some of it starts to come faster and faster, almost blinking into place as you see these as you see this stonework and metal structure begin falling down at a faster and faster pace as it begins, as the legs connect at the bottom and form a circle all around as they combine, and it begins forming this circular tower, standing in the middle of this valley. It has a base floor, and they keep coming up and around and building and building and building. And Leo, you did just see this massive building underneath, in the cave area. This thing is much more impressive, at least seeing it out in the daylight. At least it's not the same building, but it's not like hiding in the shadows. You just see this massive seeming fortress slam itself on top of itself as it builds up and builds up and builds up several stories high. It looks fit for a giant to live in there, essentially. And after a good 5 minutes or so, above you is a large stone and steel tower with some sort of peak on the edge of it at the very top as it tapers in. It almost looks like some sort of standing platform out at the edge, but it's hard to see because the foggy weather has sort of overtaken the valley, and rain begins to pour down in this sort of lightweight but sideways and sleeting sort of wave type of rain, and it's just like pelting you with these like sharp points of water. I don't know if you know that kind of rain, but where it's like not big droplets, but it's like fast. It almost feels like hail. That kind of stuff is hitting you right now. As this massive building begins, once it's complete, this necrotic green energy begins coursing up and around it, coming from those legs, and begins soaking into the building itself. And you can hear moans and groans from inside the building. What would you like to do next?
He sighs and groans very loudly. We should go there. He says to anybody who will listen at this current moment.
Yeah.
Samira, Jaina, we have two options. We go back inside the cave and go in from the bottom of whatever that is, and maybe not die. I rolled fairly high on my perception check. Is there seemingly an entrance that we can see from here?
It might be through the tombs that connected to the building itself, that it seemed to make its foundation out of.
Okay.
We'll have to go knock and see what's what. With your perception, though, as you're looking out, and you've all run pretty far away from the situation for your safety, but as you're looking back, both Oberon and Leo managed to see from the sinkhole as it's at this point drained the entire lake as it's poured into the abyss of some sort. The hole that was made at the bottom of it, a stone platform begins rising up out of it, and on that platform is the group of cultists that Leo was following in. There's several of them standing there, all in their particular robes, some of them looking a bit more hardcore than others, but notably in between them is a chest that Leo saw, and it's open and you can see crystals and gems poking out of it. And they all seem very pleased with themselves as it ascends towards the center of that fortress. The bottom of the fortress opens up, and this platform lifts up into it, and then it closes, and you don't see them anymore.
I should have followed. I should have. Damn it! Is he just? He is just face palming himself right now. Just.
Mind you, you are a day's sail from Talorn, a pretty major city, and the cult has seemingly managed to, out of nowhere, provide themselves a nice little base of operations. Could be a problem.
All right. What do you guys think? I need. I already know what I want to do, but I want to know what you guys want to do.
This is not like anything I've ever seen before. It may be wise to fall back and reassess, come up with a new plan.
I'm having trouble disagreeing with that, but I just do. I don't think we can leave this. We have to go.
I don't believe that we should leave it for long. Just give ourselves a little time. I think we should meet back up with the rest of the crew, discuss whatever's going on here. I don't think we should leave it long. Just we might need another vantage point. See whatever this is about.
Alright, let's get back to the ship. If anything, taking a nap, taking some rest would be a wise decision. That way I can get at least some of my energy back. I don't like leaving that. I don't like that. Whatever that is.
No, I don't like it either.
He punches a tree.
Okay, Minecraft Steve. The bark bites into your hand as you punch it, but you can't feel it because you're frustrated at the moment.
Yeah. I didn't take that monk level, so, punching a tree is useless. He's just frustrated.
Also, it looks like Jaina had to tap out. If we want, we could call this and bring it up for next session so that she can enjoy it too. I don't want her to.
We'll make our way to the ship. That is the current plan. I think we go back to the ship, and we go there. Like that's where we're at. We're going to the ship.
Okay.
I think we can end on falling back and we'll
Reassessing.
yeah, we can pick up next time with scouting and reassessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If we're, I don't want the group to miss out on this. If because it could be it could be spicy, so I want to make sure people are good to go. So upon recognizing this massive problem that has materialized itself in front of you, you retreat. Jaina, Basker, Samira, and Leo, and the 10 soldiers that came with you to the valley head back to the ship. You make your way along the river, and in the distance, looming behind you, is the giant tower that can definitely be seen from anywhere that you go in any sort of reasonable distance. As you run, jog, make your way back towards the ship itself, it's the weather around you continues to get darker and darker and more shrouded in clouds, and the rain gets biting and cold, and the river seems to be teeming with fish as they seem to not want to be anywhere near this part of the river, and they head back towards Talorn. You make your way to the ship as it's been parked off to the side on one of the beaches. The sailors that are left there are looking out at the tower from a distance, just sort of muttering to themselves and baffled. Some of them look a little pale once you reach the tower itself. I mean, sorry, reach the boat itself. You're now at the beach in which it was moored. Is there anything you want to do before we close out for the night?
Samira will approach the captain of the ship that we hired. She'll look back towards the tower and say, "I suppose we don't have to tell you what happened."
You might. What the hell am I looking at?
We will fill you in on the details from our side, but if what you saw was a entire tower materialize out of thin air, that's about what happened.
I thought I'm seeing magic, or something's wrong with my eyes, or phenomena, or... That's a building?
It seems to be.
Unfortunately, I've seen sort of something similar.
He puts out his hand. If we're gonna stick around, you might need to pay up more, miss.
I think that might be true.
Leo will pull out 85 gold here for now.
He nods and pockets it, just kind of staring out at in the distance towards the tower. Yeah. Yeah. You want a drink?
Yes.
I think I'll use one. Just before we
Something
go in, Samira, observing the fish all fleeing and the weather changing, I think she'll just take a shot on divine sense to see if she can sense any sort of evil in the area.
Lay it down.
Oh yeah, I do have that.
As you lay this down, the stench of evil is emanating from the tower. Even though you've made your way a decent distance from it, it is suffocating. You can smell the undead all in the valley and in the tower, wafting along the stormy winds towards you and pushing the fish and any other reasonable creature away from the area. Birds are flying away.
Why is that?
Bugs are crawling. There's a whole lot in that area.
Samira will make note of this as they head inside to shelter from the rain.
What were you trying to do, Leo, there?
I was trying to proc primeval awareness, but I guess it's primal awareness here. But there's nothing there for whatever reason.
Weird.
It's the one like mostly useless skill that rangers have, even though it's not really entirely useless. Oh, that's why. Because, whoops.
What?
Because technically, primal awareness is different from primeval awareness.
It is.
One
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Supposedly it's better than
Um,
primeval. I'm
All
looking it
does
up.
is give you spells.
Okay. Yeah, so it's nothing active then.
Yeah, all primeval awareness does is it gives me. There it is. Beginning at third level, you use your action, spend one ranger spell slot. I'll do that, whatever. On the region around you for 1 minute per level of your spell slot, you expend. Oh, for 1 minute, or whatever, within a distance of a mile, or up to 6 miles, um, aberrations, celestials, dragons, elemental, fae, fiends, and undead.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have primeval awareness, though, on your character sheet. As far as I know, it's not something you
Yeah.
have, so... But yeah. Samira did gather that it is undead, though. So you do have that info, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. It's fine. It's whatever at this point, anyways.
It just means you got cool spell slots.
Thing- Yeah, I've got.
Extras or
Currently,
whatever.
I've got. Yeah, all I've got, right. I get free spell casting for Beast Sense and Speak with Animals right now.
Nice.
And then there's the other ones that come later. Well, I do like Primeval Awareness because it is occasionally handy, but it's not like. It's similar to, whatchamacallit, the Paladin thing that you just did.
Mm-hmm. Divine Sense.
Yeah, Divine Sense, that's the one. It's just wider and it encompasses more creatures than just undead and unholiness and nonsense.
Right on. If there's anything else you'd like to tidy up, we can, but I think this will be the end of the session.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And we'll pick up next session on the boat. I'm gonna let you all have a long rest if you want to take that 8 hours.
Sure.
Unless you want to take a short rest
Yeah.
and just get back into the action. That does make a difference on how things will be in the valley, but hopefully not too bad.
Maybe
I
that's the thing
think-
we can decide next time.
Sure, we can
Yeah.
hold that till next time so that Jaina can decide too.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you everybody for watching episode 44 of Zotian Epoch. Come visit us in 2 weeks at the same time, 6 p.m. PST. It's often closer to 6:30, let's be honest. And otherwise, this VOD will be up on YouTube. We did have a stream issue, so I might have to edit those together to make it cohesive. But we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much. Been a short session, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And we'll see you around. Much love. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, we'll be around.